I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Why isn't Gene Deal being arrested? How P. Diddy's ex, Cassie, lawsuit led to Homeland Security investigating P. Diddy. But before we get started with this demonstration, if I could get you to hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. I want to shout out everyone that's catching this on the replay. I want to shout out everyone that's watching from the clouds. I want to shout out all of my moderators. I want to shout out the whole Rock Squad. Last but least, I want to shout out you, him, and her. So, Gene Deal was P. Diddy's former bodyguard. And if y'all remember, Gene Deal was one of the first ones, the first one that came out about any accusations about P. Diddy. The first one was Tupac. Rest in peace, Tupac. Then the next one was Gene Deal. Now, Gene Deal was, once upon a time, P. Diddy's security guard. And Gene Deal mentioned several incidents that took place. And if y'all get a chance, just Google Gene Deal. And if you go back 10 years, because he's been giving up this information for years now. And if you go back to when he first started giving up this information about P. Diddy, everything that's coming out today about P. Diddy, Gene Deal spoke on it. Now, here's my thing about Gene Deal, and this is why I'm asking, and I'm not throwing no shade, but I'm asking, why isn't Gene Deal being arrested? Because Gene Deal claims to have been around for a lot of these activities that is starting to come out in the dark. One particular incident, he claimed that he was there. Excuse me, y'all. He claims that he was there. He had prior knowledge of the shooting that took place with Sean and J-Lo. He also spoke on incidents where P. Diddy was drugging individuals. Now, if you're there, if you're present, and if you witness these things, see, this is what we got to be careful for. We got to be careful for the yes men that are in our circle. We got to be careful for the yes females that's in our circle. We got to be careful about everybody that call us bro. We got to be careful with everybody that call us sis, because you could have those certain people in your circle, but really, what's their hidden agenda? Why are you there? Okay? Why was Gene Deal there? Gene Deal was there for the paycheck. He was there for the paycheck. Now, and y'all let me know, do that excuse Gene Deal? See, I keep saying it all the time. We are our biggest enemies. We are our biggest problems. The American people, we are our biggest problems. Why was Gene Deal there? Gene Deal was there because Gene Deal was getting a check. So any and everything else, and he even said it. He said, even with the Biggie death, and I'm going to get to that real quick, but he even said it when it came to the activities that P. Diddy was participating in and was doing. He said, I didn't care. At the time, I was there to provide for my family. I was there to take care of my family. But that don't excuse you, Gene Deal. That don't excuse you, because I know a lot of men. I know a lot of men passed up on good jobs. I know men passed up on a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money because it wasn't a good feeling. Some men be like, I just didn't have a good feeling about this job. Other situations, the men knew, yeah, the money is good, but what they are expecting me to do is straight evil and just straight out of my character. Remember an episode with Good Times, for all my Good Time fans, for everybody that loved the show Good Times. Make sure y'all hit my like button and get my likes up. Let's get this demonstration out into the YouTube algorithm. But remember that episode on Good Times, and remember when James' partner and his partner was working the church. Remember? And he was going to pay James $500 a week. Now we talking 1974. $500 a week was a lot of money, especially to a family that lives in the projects. But because he was dishonest, y'all remember that episode? He was dishonest, and Florida pointed it out to him. Florida was pointing it out to James. But James, at the time, in the beginning, James could only see the paycheck. But it wasn't until JJ performed the Wheelchair Act. That's when James knew. Do I go with the money to provide for my family? Or do I stick to my morals and values and show my family that all money ain't good money, Gene Deal? I gotta come for you, brother. I gotta come for you. Because I watched you for 10 years, and the information that you gave us was excellent and on point. A lot of people disagree. Maybe one or two things I disagree with you about, but most of the stuff I do agree with you on. And you said it yourself. You feel like you always felt like you could have saved Biggie Small's life, because Mace was telling y'all they got a hit on Bad Boys. This out your own mouth, Gene Deal. You said it. Because Mace knew some, gangbangers in LA. And they were putting Mace up on point about it's a hit on Bad Boys. It's a hit on Puff Daddy. Get up out of here. And Mace relayed that message to y'all. Now, you was the head security. And you said it yourself, that if you would have knew that Biggie was going to lose his life that night, you would have got Biggie up out of there. Because after all, you the head of security. So wherever you say go, even though you said P. Diddy was like, nah, we staying, but you still had the final say-so, Gene Deal. And you could have got them up out of LA, and you could have prevented Biggie Smalls from losing his life that day. But because of the money, the paycheck, you went along with Puff Daddy's orders. So now that all of this is coming out, it then all played out. The law is coming for P. Diddy. Should they come for you also? This is a genuine question, Gene Deal. This ain't no shade throwing, and this ain't no hate. You was around You watched it on your watch. So doesn't that make you just as guilty as P. Diddy because you watched it? You never said you participated in the activities, but you watched it. And not only did you watch it, you knew. You knew what was going on. You knew how P. Diddy was treating all of these people because you was head security. I see you, Jay. I see y'all down there. I'm going to get to the comments a little later. I just want to get some things out before I get to the chat. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is why I say it all the time. Stop taking up for your homie. Stop taking up for your kids. Stop taking up for your wife. Stop taking up for your bros, your sis. Stop taking up for people when you know that they are wrong. But because you're getting a paycheck, you're getting a bag, or the person that they're doing something wrong to is a person that you don't like. Right is right and wrong is wrong. If your people is wrong, you got to let your people know, wait a minute. You wrong. And it was your responsibility, Gene Deal. It was your responsibility to let P. Diddy know that he was wrong. And it was your responsibility because you always talk about being this stand-up man. You always talk about being this stand-up man. Now, if you're that much, and if you was that much of a stand-up man, you would have corrected P. Diddy. See, and it's not to take away from P. Diddy, and it's not to take away from Suge Knight, it's not to take away from Dame Dash. But I watched over the years, I watched how P. Diddy, I watched how Suge Knight, and I watched how Dame Dash, I watched how they built empires. And I watched how they looked out for everybody that was around them, even those that didn't deserve for them to look out for. I watched how they looked out for all of them. As soon as Suge Knight ran into trouble with the law, as soon as Suge Knight started losing what he established, his own people, Mob James, no shade, no disrespect, Mob James. I just got to keep it 100. Mob James and a few others started attacking Suge's character, started coming for Suge Knight, started belittling Suge Knight. But when Suge Knight was cutting those checks for y'all, when Suge Knight was taking y'all on these vacations and these lavish trips, Suge Knight was your homie. Suge Knight was your man. Same way with Dame Dash. Same way with Dame Dash. Because you got to remember, Dame Dash was the business behind Rockefeller. He's the one that put Jay in position. Y'all could disagree or agree. But Dame is the one that put Jay in the position to become who Jay is today. Remember, nobody believed in Jay-Z. Remember, y'all, the record labels was turning Jay-Z down when Jay-Z was shopping his demo because Jay-Z was rapping fast. Nobody ain't believing Jay-Z. And right before Jay-Z took off, everybody was screaming Big's name. But according to Funkmaster Flex, he said Dame was at the radio stations. Dame was at the clubs telling people, yeah, y'all think Biggie nice, but my man Jay is even nicer. So that was Dame pushing Jay. So y'all have a disagreement. I get it. Everybody had disagreements. Y'all bump heads. I get it. Everybody bump heads. I bump heads with people. I bump heads with my day ones. I bump heads with my kids. I bump heads with my Rock Squad members. But me bumping heads with my people, would I leave them out would I cut them out of millions of dollars? I wouldn't do that. So now we come into P. Diddy. So now when things not going so swell between you and P. Diddy, now you see the shit is about to crash. Now you went out, Gene Deal. And you spoke very, very ill about P. Diddy. You spoke very ill about him. But I'm asking the question. If you was around while P. Diddy was doing all of this, what do that make you, Gene Deal? Somebody let me know. Maybe I'm confused a little bit. Maybe I don't see something. If Gene Deal was P. Diddy's head of security, he's an ex-police officer, and if out his own mouth, if he was able, if he said about the things that took place while he was at Bad Boy, what do that say about Gene Deal? We're gonna come back to Gene Deal. Once again, I'm getting over my cold. I think it was the flu. I think it was the flu. I appreciate all of the happy birthday wishes. Today is my birthday. Yes, the old man turned 52 years old. It's a blessing. And I thank God and I thank everybody for the birthday wishes. If you would like to support the channel, or if you would like to bless me with a birthday gift, my cash app is $ERICMCINT. Thank you. OG Patrice says, I think you had some things misconstrued, but I'm listening. Talk to me, OG Patrice, because I might be wrong. I might be wrong. So talk to me, OG Patrice, before I move on. Appreciate that, Jay Stilo. Appreciate that, Michelle. Before I move on, talk to me. Appreciate that, Miss Groovy, because I might be wrong. You spent time in the industry, so I'm sure you have some insight that I don't have. So correct me where I'm wrong, OG Patrice. Appreciate that birthday wish, OG Patrice. Appreciate that positive vibes. Because next I want to move on to, appreciate that Cotan. Appreciate that Sharon. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Next I want to move on to the Cassie lawsuit and how it played a part in the Homeland Security raiding P. Diddy's homes. Big Daddy Kane was the first person to put Jay-Z on the stage as his opening act. What's up, Damon? What's up, Damon? And that's true. But Big Daddy Kane didn't take Jay-Z to that next level. Dame, appreciate that, Leslie. Dame, they made the record with Foxy Brown. Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. Ain't no nigga, like, they make that song. So Dame took that single to Def Jam. They took it to Def Jam. They met with Kevin Liles. And they took that single with a bag of money. Well, just because a person lets you open up for them, because a lot of people have opened up for some, major acts. That's not what gets you in the door. It's a stepping stone. It helps. It gets your name out there. Appreciate that, Trina. I see you, Yvette C. Salute, Yvette C. Salute, Chin. I see everybody down there. I'm looking at the chat. Appreciate that, Yvette C. Now, I can't see my Cash App, so if any of y'all has sent me something on my Cash App. I can't see the Cash App right now. So I won't be able to thank y'all for any Cash App donations for my birthday. I won't be able to thank y'all until I end this demonstration. I can't see my Cash Apps. Arius seasons. That's right, 80s, baby. Where my Arius at? I need all Arius to check in. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better, Miss Groovy. I need all Arius to check in. Nah, not right now, Chen. No more super stickers, not right now. I'm still in this issue with YouTube. I'm working to get my backup channel monetized. All right, Positive Vibe says she Arius. But that's why I be saying to people, and you spend your money how you want to spend your money. But that's why I've always said the best way to support, me, I can't speak for nobody else, but the best way to support me is send a Cash App donation. I understand some of y'all don't got Cash Apps, but I do have a PayPal account. My PayPal account is Shankrock. But here's the thing. If you send a super sticker, if you send a super chat, if you buy a super sticker, a super chat, if you purchase a membership, appreciate you, Chen. If you purchase any of those, the super stickers, the super chat, or the membership, YouTube takes a percentage of that. So if you send, let's say if you purchase a $10 super sticker or $10 super chat, I'm only going to see like $6.85, maybe $7 off of that $10 transaction. However, if you cash at me $10, I'm going to see the whole $10. So that's why I've always said the best way, appreciate that Positive Vibe. She said she's going to create a cash app. That's why I always say, now I can't speak for the other content creators out here, y'all. I can only speak for me. But the best way to support me is if you spending money with me. Now, if you're not spending money with me, then you still can support. And I appreciate, because times are hard and people just don't have money. So if you don't have money to support me, just pull up and hit the like button. That goes a long way with me. When I see y'all pull up in the chat, that's enough support for me, because that lets me know that you're tuned in. And you could be doing anything, but you're taking time out to pull up and listen to what I gotta say. You're taking time out to pull up and, chop it up with me. So for me, if you have to support me just by pulling up and hitting the like button, listening to my demonstrations. However, if you're into supporting as far as finance, then the best way is through the Cash App. Now, I will come back to the Gene deal. I don't want to throw no shade. I'm not here to throw no shade. I'm only here to say, if you was riding with Puff Daddy when these activities was taking place, you're no better than him. That's what I'm saying. If you know that what P. Diddy is doing was wrong, and you was there, and you ain't do nothing to stop it, you ain't reported to nobody, you just as guilty as P. Diddy. I'm going to say it again. Just because a person is your bro, your brother, your homie, just because she's your sis, just because that's your girl, if they wrong, they wrong. And whether you like the person that they doing wrong to or not, because most of the times that's what it is. I don't like him anyway. You know your people is dead wrong, but because of the person that they're doing something wrong to, you don't like that person, you cover for your sis or you cover for your bro. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We got to stop moving like that. Correct your people. Because what happens is you'll have a P. Diddy situation all over again. And when your sis or your bro, it's time for them to face the music, what you gonna do? You're gonna do just like Gene Deal, and you're gonna do just like Mob James, and you're gonna do just like a lot of them did. You're going to abandon your bro. You're going to abandon your sis. When the heat comes, you're going to abandon them. And that's why I tell everybody, watch the people that's in your circle. When the ride is smooth, everybody riding with you. Everybody cool with you, even though they talking about you behind your back. But as soon as that road gets bumpy, soon as the ride get bumpy, watch how fast they jump shit. They do it all the time. Let's move on to the Cassie, because Cassie filed in the United States District Court. The former girlfriend of rapper and record executive Sean Combs accuses him and other defendants of sexual abuse, rape, threats, and human trafficking. And remember, salute Ms. Park, I see, and remember on the last demonstration that I gave y'all, human trafficking, that was one of the charges that brought Homeland Security in to raid P. Diddy's homes in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami. Listen, the United States District Court, it says Cassie Ventura, a former girlfriend of rapper and record executive Sean Combs, accuses him and other defendants of sexual abuse, rape threats, and human trafficking. Appreciate that, Ms. Parker. That's what brought them to investigate. That's what brought them to raid. Although there are other complaints from other individuals, such as Lil Rod, Rodney Jones, and others, but Cassie's suit is what launched the investigation. Let's read some more. It says, so Cassie Ventura is 37 years old. And the lawsuit against Combs is 54. So on November 16th, she accused him. And this information that I'm reading to you all is fresh off the press. It ain't nothing that I'm thinking. It ain't nothing that I'm, assuming.
Breaking news, the extraordinary scene late today. Federal agents moving in on homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Homes belonging to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The images coming in tonight. Federal authorities, including teams from Homeland Security, raiding the homes. Tonight, sources telling ABC News it is connected to a human trafficking investigation. The aerial images right here of Combs' home in the wealthy LA neighborhood of Holmby Hills. Heavily armed agents, armored vehicles there. 2 men have been detained at this property. Law enforcement sources telling us they are his sons. Combs has faced multiple lawsuits in recent months with allegations of sexual assault and sex trafficking, accusations he has denied. ABC's Kenna Whitworth leading us off on the breaking news. She's in Los Angeles tonight.
Tonight, heavily armed federal authorities raiding homes belonging to legendary rapper and entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Agents from Homeland Security Investigations seen in fatigues and body armor entering his home in the wealthy LA enclave of Holmby Hills. Drones flying overhead, Combs' 2 sons reportedly detained at the scene. and more agents at his mansion in Miami. The Department of Homeland Security confirming to ABC News that they executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News that this case is being handled out of the Southern District of New York, and the investigation involves allegations of human trafficking. Combs had multiple lawsuits leveled against him in recent months, with allegations of sexual assault and sex trafficking. Allegations he denies. And David, a lawyer for two of the alleged victims, told us in a statement that they welcome today's law enforcement activity, adding that they hope this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible. David?
Kana Whitworth leading us off.
Salute, Zaina. Salute, Zaina. Salute, Zaina. Appreciate you, Zaina. It says Ventura 37 filed a lawsuit against Combs 54 on November 16th, accusing the rapper and music mogul of sex trafficking and sexual assault. In the court documents, Ventura alleged she was trafficked, raped, and beaten by Combs during the course of their relationship, which began when she was 19 and he was 37, as an artist signed to his label, Bad Boy Records. Salute, Rico. I see you, Rico Dub. Salute. At the time, Combs' attorney issued a statement saying Combs denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Now, here's my thing. Here's my thing. If these acts did not take place, then why in the hell did P. Diddy settle less than an hour? And that's why I said on the last demonstration, that move, it really hurt him. You don't settle out of court in less than 24 hours, especially if you're innocent. Nowhere in the history that I know of, someone settled out of court less than 24 hours. Bump what they say, forget what he say, and the hell what she say. If you settle out of court less than 24 hours, your ass is guilty. We talking real time. We ain't talking all that made up, dressed up, messed up, fessing, stressing, testing, and the rest of the effed up stuff. We talking law. We talking common sense. If I settle out of court in less than 24 hours, my ass is guilty. It says Ventura's lawsuit was settled a day after she filed. Remember, I'm not assuming. Remember, it's facts. What I'm giving y'all is facts. All I'm doing is building off of the facts. Ventura's lawsuit was settled a day after she filed. In a statement, she said, I have decided to resolve this matter on terms that I had some level of control. I know sometimes I feel like this. So I feel like some of y'all feel. Well, it must have been all about the money, because why wouldn't she just take it to trial and have him found guilty, and then he could be put behind bars? And that's a good question. That's a good question. That's something that we would have to ask her attorney, because what I've learned in the court of law, what I've learned, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes it's best to go with a plea agreement. Sometimes. And that can be on either side of the fence. That could be if you are a defendant and you're charged with a crime. It also can apply if you are a victim and someone perpetrated a crime towards you. even though you might want to take this to trial, you might say to yourself, but wait a minute. This person shot me. This person tried to take my life. Depending on evidence, the prosecutor might tell you it's not what you know, it's what can be proven. And even though, as a prosecutor, even though I believe so-and-so shot you, and even though you saying that so-and-so shot you, it's not a strong enough case where as though we can take it to trial and get a conviction. So in some incidents, in some cases, even the victim have to take, or even the victim have to settle, matters in these type of situations. So she, like I said, it just depends on the attorney. I'm sure the attorney advised her which road to take. In a lot of these cases, money, of course, money won't be able to change what P. Diddy done to Cassie. But what was it, 30 million? That's a lot of money. I'm being 100. That's a lot of money. Shit. So I'm going to get 30 million out of this. I'm going to get to thinking. But if we take it to trial, if we find him guilty, you ain't gonna get no money. But there's a possibility that he might not be found guilty. You said 30, all right, give me the 30 million. Let's move on. It says, following the settlement, Puffy's attorney said in a statement to ABC News that Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims, adding that he is happy they got a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. Once again, you ain't gonna settle, okay, between 30 and 100 million. Get ahead. I take the 30 to 100 mil. Says, weeks later, on December the 6th, a Canadian woman identified only as Jane Doe filed a complaint against Combs, claiming she was sex trafficked and gang raped in 2003 when she was 17 and in the 11th grade. That's what they want Puffy for. That's what they want Puffy for. Human sex trafficking is what they want P. Diddy for. And it ain't everybody knows that ever been in the court of law, that ever stood before a judge, that ever went on trial. Any and everybody knows from watching any law enforcement shows, movies, courtroom, whatever you want to say. We all know they always need what? They always need a witness. They always need a witness. Although some cases, they ain't had no witness. But most of the times, they want a witness. They need a witness. They got a Canadian lady. The Canadian lady, her complaint against Combs is what? That she was sex trafficked and gang raped in 2003 when she was 17 and in the 11th grade. There it is right there. And that's why Homeland Security was involved. Although there are other charges and the FBI is involved as well. This is a major case. I hope y'all know that. This is nothing small. This is something heavy. It says the lawsuit names Combs, former Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre, and an unnamed third defendant, and claims Pierre and the third unnamed defendant approached her at a lounge in Detroit, Michigan, flew her on a private jet to Combs' studio in New York City, where she alleges she was supplied with drugs and alcohol and gang raped by the three defendants. Charges like this don't go away. A case like this don't disappear overnight. Combs took to social media on December the 6th, 2023 to denounce the allegations against him, writing in a post, "Enough is enough. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday," he said. "Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." This is big, y'all. This is not just no regular, no random type activities that's going on. We heard on my previous demonstration the accusations that Little Rod brought against P. Diddy and the complaint, the things that he said P. Diddy did to him. It's in black and white. Statements, black and white. It says Pierre's attorneys also responded to the suit in a case filing and denied the allegations, specifically denying that he used his position of power to groom the plaintiff and denying that he witnessed or participated in a sexual assault of the plaintiff. On Monday, a Homeland Security investigations spokesperson said in a statement that the raid on Combs' Los Angeles and Miami priorities was executed as part of an ongoing investigation. Earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from Homeland Security in Los Angeles, Homeland Security in Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. The spokesperson said we will provide further information as it becomes available. The searches were carried out at the hip-hop producer's properties as part of a federal investigation led by the Southern District of New York into alleged human trafficking. There you go again. Law enforcement sources familiar with the matter said no criminal charges have been filed in the investigation. This is how the FBI works. Remember, y'all. Remember, I've spoken several times on how the feds work. Before they bring any charges against you, the FBI investigates you. That's the difference between the local authorities and the feds. The local authorities, they're going to just run down on you. If they get a tip, if somebody say it's a shooting over there, if somebody say he hit me, If somebody say he stole something from me, the local authorities, they coming. That's not how the FBI works. The FBI is going to do exactly what they're doing to P. Diddy. Now you got to keep in mind, P. Diddy got what is called a paper trail. What's the paper trail? He got he got priors. His name has been attached to the shooting in the New York nightclub with J-Lo and Shine. His name is attached with Keefe D, conspiracy to unalive Tupac. He is hot. You hot, P. Diddy. And this is why I tell people all the time, you got to move properly. You got to think. Sometimes, what I tell y'all, sometimes you got to let some things slide. Sometimes you got to let people take shots at you. Sometimes you got to let people say all kind of out-of-pocket type stuff to you. Sometimes. Because if you react, every time somebody say something to you, if you're not carefully on the steps that you make, it could eventually one day come back to haunt you. So now P. Diddy been racking up all of these allegations. It's a paper trail. So now the FBI is involved. So now the FBI does what when they investigate? The FBI starts to talk to people. What else do they do? The FBI starts to confiscate your computers, your hard drives, your phones, recordings. They investigating you. Now they ain't got charges on them now. But mark my word, when they bring them charges against them, it's going to be no way out for P. Diddy. It's going to be no way out for P. Diddy. You got the Alphabet Boys investigating you. It says law enforcement sources said that while the search warrant was being executed in Los Angeles, Combs' sons were detained outside the home, as is customary in such circumstances, and released without charges. Now that's just proper procedures of them putting the sons in handcuffs. You know, some people felt like, I see you down there, Don P. I see you down there. Some people felt like they shouldn't have had his sons in handcuffs. You got to keep in mind the image, all that rapping and all that champagne popping and all that gunplay that's surround P. Diddy's name. That's how it go. That's how it go. And that's another thing that I tell people. You can't be out here talking and projecting a certain lifestyle, and then when shit get thick, you starting to try to act like you a law-abiding citizen, or you starting to act like you a saint. It come with the territory. Everything that you see that's happening to P. Diddy, it comes with the territory of the lifestyle that P. Diddy has been rapping about, and it comes with the lifestyle that P. Diddy has been living. It's part of the territory. That's how it goes. Let it be a lesson to everyone. Nobody is exempt. I keep telling people this. I'm not exempt. You're not exempt. None of us are exempt. Get a job. Lay low. Get out the way. Exactly, Miss Groovy. Let me grab a comment. What is going on? All of people's skeletons are being brought to the table, and on Front Street, karma will definitely catch up. It catches you. It catches you. No matter how much money you got, it catches up with you. P. Diddy, your name don't ring bells no more like it used to ring bells. You're not bringing in the type of money for them people that you used to bring in when you was younger. So for everyone out there, think, use your head. Think 20 years from now. Whatever it is you got going on, think, where is it going to get you in 20 years? What kind of repercussions is what you got going on now from 20 years from now, where it's going to lead you at? Karma. You reap what you sow. You out here doing this wicked, evil stuff to people, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. You laughing now. You ride. You jumping up. You singing. But that crooked, evil shit that you done, it's going to come back. And it's going to slap you right in your face. So y'all need to get your hearts right. That's where it starts at. Get your heart right. Get your heart right. P. Diddy in the building, y'all. P. Diddy, I love your music. I love your music, P. Diddy. But outside of your music, I think that you are a scumbag. Let him rock out, 80s baby. Let P. Diddy rock out. As long as he ain't cussing, let P. Diddy rock out. Let the trolls rock out. I know it ain't the real P. Diddy. I know I'm being trolled. Let him rock out, 80s baby. But I like R. Kelly. I still listen to R. Kelly's music. But I just think some of the things that R. Kelly done, I can't rock with that. And so it's like with P. Diddy. These accusations, I can't rock with them. I know it ain't the real P. Diddy. I know it's a troll, Don P. I know it's a troll. But let the troll rock out. Long as he ain't cussing. Long as ain't nobody cussing in the chat, let him rock out. But once again, if we would have nipped it in the bud in the very beginning, and that's why I'm asking about Gene Deal. Remember, Salute Tan, Gene Deal was present at a lot of these activities that was going on over there at Bad Boys. Gene Deal was there. So why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you say, hold up, P. Diddy, hold up, Puffy? I don't rock like that, because you only seen a payday. Let's just be real. You only seen a payday. If you are around me because you only see a payday, if you are only around me because I'm popular, because see, I'm telling y'all, and I like the system of letting things play out. I like the system. That's one of the most productive systems that you can have govern your life. Let it play out. Watch the folks when the ride is smooth. Watch the folks that is around you. But when that ride get bumpy and things start to happen, keep an eye on them same people. Not many of them are going to be loyal to you. Not many of them are going to still be down with you. So you got to ask yourself, well, what was you around me for anyway? If it took something that small to make you jump ship, that tells me a lot about you. I mean, I'm talking about Gene Deal. Like, we're not in this live. Google Gene Deal. Google Gene Deal. When I in this live and check out his demonstrations, he's telling all this stuff he was telling 10 years ago. He was the former bodyguard to P. Diddy. And he's telling all of this stuff that took place on his watch. Maybe it's me. Where you at, OG Patrice? Where you at, OG Patrice? Maybe it's me. But is it me, or is there something wrong with that picture? If Gene Deal was there and all those things and more things happened on his watch, he's the head of security. He didn't do nothing to stop it. Exactly, Don P. They turned a blind eye for the money and the flesh. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 100. And that's not cool. Same way with a Jaguar Wright. I ain't throwing no shade. But Jaguar, you was in the mix of all of it. You was in the mix of all of it. So y'all can't come out after y'all have a falling out or a disagreement or whatever you want to call it, and now y'all want to ride down on the very ones that you was turning, the very ones that you was turning a blind eye to. Don P says Leslie says loose lips sink ships. That's all I'm saying. Now everybody coming out. That's the same way they did Suge Knight. That's why I tell y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all again, be careful who you help. Be careful of the people who you help. I personally know people that's helping people, and the people that they helping don't give a damn about you. I'm just being 100. I personally know people that spend money on other people. They don't give a damn about you. They just milking you. So y'all gotta be careful of the people that y'all got in y'all circle. I gotta be careful of the people that I got in my circle. I'm never exempt. But you gotta be careful of the people that you got in your circle. Because people come in your life for different reasons and for short seasons. Everybody is not going to be in your life permanent. Some people are only there temporarily to see what they can get out of you. And even though P. Diddy is the one that's facing all these accusations, salute, Deborah. Appreciate you for pulling up, Deborah. Diddy about to be pop licking. Even though P. Diddy is the one that is accused of these accusations, but where were all those yes men? Where are the yes men at today? They are nowhere to be found. And I know P. Diddy had a lot of yes men around him. But where they at now? And a lot of them yes men, just like Gene Deal, a lot of them turned the blind eye. Like they ain't seen nothing. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. And we wonder why the kids are off the hook. Look at us. I debate anybody about that. These little jokers today, these kids today are off the hook because of us. I'm excluding myself in it. We lost the moral. We don't got no morals. We don't got no values. We don't got no principles. We let all that go out the window back in the 80s. And the repercussions of our acts back in the 80s and the 90s, as it played out, is the result of what we are witnessing today. The devil ain't got nothing to do with what we are witnessing today. God don't got nothing to do with what we are witnessing today. Our decision making 30 years ago is what is wrong with today. Now that it played out, look around. Let's look. When we were 19 and 20, what was we doing? Keep it 100. When we was 19 and 20. Do I need to start? Now we holier than thou now. Now we old and can't move. Some of us can't even talk no more. Now we holier than thou. I see why we holier than thou now. Because we can't get out there and do nothing. But when we was 19 and 20, we was just like these kids are today. We was out there acting a fool. The fellas was out there selling dope. If they wasn't doing dope, if they wasn't selling dope, they was doing dope. The fellas, we wasn't listening to nobody. Ladies, they just ain't start twerking 10 years ago. Y'all ladies was twerking in them damn Daisy Dukes. Don't get mad at the messenger. Y'all ladies was out there popping more coochie. Come on, y'all. Come on. Because we was turning the blind eye. All right. So it says, the lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York courts on Thursday details decades. That's what I just said, y'all. Listen. The lawsuit, this is Cassie's lawsuit. The lawsuit filed in the Southern District of New York courts on Thursday details decades of manipulation, intimidation, and coercion that Ventura endured at the hands of the hip-hop mogul, both as a boss and romantic partner. According to the suit, Combs often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, forced her to engage in sexual acts with male sex workers while he masturbated and filmed the encounters, coerced her into taking drugs and into procuring drugs for him, forced her to carry his firearm, and would violently retaliate anytime someone would try to intervene in the relationship. Appreciate that, Ramona. Appreciate that. Appreciate that birthday. Appreciate that. Salute, watch, Queen. I see y'all. It says Combs and Ventura began working together in 2005 when Ventura's first label, Next Selection, run by producer and artist Ryan Leslie, partnered with Bad Boy to release her self-titled debut album. It was the only album she released on the label and spawned 2006 hits Me and You and Long Way to Go. According to the filing, Combs exerted this level of control over Ventura's life from the very beginning of their relationship. He took hold of medical records from an MRI that showed she suffered memory loss and would frequently delete photo evidence of her bruises. Toward the end of their relationship in 2018, the suit states Combs raped Ventura in her own home. Ventura filed this suit under New York's Adult Survivors Act, a recently passed bill that opened up a one-year look-back window allowing adult survivors whose statute of limitations have expired the ability to file a civil case against their accused offender. Former record executive Drew Dixon also recently filed a civil suit under the same act against her former boss, record executive L.A. Reid. The window to file is set to expire next week on November 24th, and with this filing, Ventura is seeking an undisclosed amount of damages. Appreciate that, Mel. Appreciate all birthday wishes, y'all. Appreciate that, Mel. It says, since finding Bad Boy in 1993, Combs has shaped the careers of iconic hip-hop and R&B acts like the Notorious B.I.G., Foxy Brown, Mace, and Mary J. Blige. At the turn of the century, Combs, who at various points has gone by Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and Love, transitioned from music executive to corporate executive, having aided greatly in the commercialization of rap. He branched out into fashion, lifestyle, and reality TV spaces. Brands like Sean John Clothing and shows like Making the Band cemented Combs as not only an industry name, but a recognizable personality. He set the tone for hip hop's upper echelon. From his illustrious and extravagant Hamptons white parties, those are the parties that people talk about, to photogenic antics on Met Gala red carpets. Appreciate that cash donation, Mel. Appreciate that cash donation, Mel. Combs has to be known as a pillar of success, a representative of hip hop's potential to reach new capitalist heights. Up until very recently, he was considered the richest man in rap, thanks to lucrative deals with Ciroc Vodka and the expansion of his media platform, Revolt Media. As of today, Combs is on the short list of hip hop billionaires. Let's come back to Ventura's Cassie. So Cassie says, Cassie suits demonstrates how wealthy and influential men leverage their positions to abuse and restrict their victims. Ladies, listen to me, ladies. Them type dudes right there, y'all see when it plays out. And I know, because over the years, that is what the bar was. And I do have to say this, ladies. Some of this have to do with you ladies. You ladies need to take accountability. Me personally, I'm not going to put all this on P. Diddy. I'm not. I do believe if he's found guilty, I do believe that these ladies played just much of a part in it as he did. It is what it is. You know what you're getting into. And I'm not saying in Cassie's situation, I'm not saying in Young Miami's situation, but you getting involved with P. Diddy. It alleges that the people who work for Combs not only concealed his behavior, but helped him control her. Go back to what I was saying. Go back to what I was saying when it came to Gene Deal and the rest of them that was over there at Bad Boys. If you didn't do nothing to stop it, if you didn't report it to local law enforcement, you're just as guilty as P. Diddy. You're just as guilty. They were just as guilty as P. Diddy. They helped. They helped P. Diddy. As Louder Than a Riot reported, the rampant mistreatment of women in the hip-hop industry has been normalized by peers who refuse to hold them accountable. And the defendant's silence has led to a toxic culture that enables powerful men. And that's true. Let me read it again. And I want y'all to listen. It says, in the defending silence and the defendant silence has led to a toxic culture that enables powerful men. Gene Deal, you was creating a monster. Where you at, OG Patrice? Talk to me. Gene Deal was creating a monster. Out your own mouth, Gene Deal. Leslie says yes, and he was a cop and a probation officer. Come on, Leslie. There it is, right? Woo, there it is. Gene Deal, nigga, you was a cop, a probation officer. And all that was going on your watch. Come on, y'all. You can't make this shit up. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. So is Gene Deal going to be arrested? Don P says it's the people Diddy was trying to rub shoulders with to get in the industry that influenced him. I agree. I agree. Some of the women who were once signed to Bad Boy have since voiced support for Ventura. Don Richard tweeted, praying for Cassie and her family for peace and healing. You are beautiful and brave. Richard's former group mates, Aubrey O'Day and D Woods of Making the Band, winning Danity Kane, called for greater transparency. I am in full support of Cassie. It isn't easy to take on one of the most powerful people in this industry and be honest about your experience with them. O'Day told Entertainment Tonight. May her voice bring all the others to the table so we can start having more transparent conversations about what is actually happening behind the scenes. There is a lot more to all of our stories. Ventura's lawsuit has once again ignited the public desire to see a greater reckoning around sexual assault in the rap community. Hey, man, sexual assault, that's a negative. Because, in my opinion, there's 100 women to every one man. It's no reason why you got to take the P. That's negative. You shouldn't have to take the P. And in positions like P. Diddy, nigga, you Puff Daddy. I don't get it. I don't get it. P. Diddy shouldn't have had to sexual assault nobody. But it's accusations that he did. Activist Tarana Burke told Louder that hip-hop was left out of the Me Too movement in 2017, not simply because of denial, but because there is a feeling among black men that admitting such abuse and engaging with the justice system to hold offenders accountable is an inherent betrayal given the racist roots of that system. No matter what we do, you have some way in which men will silence us, will not recognize. We have these moments where we get diminished, and you're going to have people who will excruciate me. They'll be like, you just want to take down our men. Burke explained, if we love hip hop, accountability is a part of love. If we really love hip hop, then we would hold ourselves accountable. We will hold it accountable. Those two things can happen at the same time. I agree. I agree. I think that we as melanated people, I think that we as black people, I think that we play the victim card at times when it's about accountability. I think we as black people at times play the race card when it's about accountability. I do believe that there is a white supremacist system that holds us back and work around the clock to keep us down. I do believe that. However, I do believe that white supremacist system couldn't do nothing to us that we don't allow them to do to us. And I think that until, as black people, until we start to take accountability, I think that's going to be two takeaways for us. One takeaway is we're up against a white supremacist system that don't want to see us achieve. Second, we have become our worstest enemy. There has to be accountability taken amongst black people. There has to be accountability taken amongst us to move forward. Appreciate that, Spoken Facts. We are so caught up in the matrix. We're so caught up in the matrix of white people getting away with it, white men getting away with it. Hey, so just because white men get away with it, we supposed to turn a blind eye, or we supposed to overlook a black man that takes advantage of his community, his peers. We supposed to overlook all of this that's going on just because white men get away with it and black men don't. I think that there has to be some accountability. That's part of our problems. That's part of our issues. Correct. It says, we need the men. The rapper Lotto told louder than a riot reporters, we need them to call these niggas out when they do some lame shit. That might be your partner. This is what I spoke about 20 minutes ago. Listen, y'all. And I had no idea that I was going to be reading this. Listen. It says, we need the men. This is the rapper Lotto told louder than riot reporters. We need them to call these niggas out when they do some lame shit. That might be your partner. Y'all might be from the same hood. Y'all might got a mixtape together or a feature, whatever. But we need them to speak up for us because the shit these niggas be doing and get away with publicly and nobody speaks up, that's foul. We all have to work together to rewrite that. And I agree. I agree. And that's part of the problem. And I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse by keep speaking on our problem because I'm sure y'all know just as well as I know, we have to take accountability. We are the reason why these little jokers are off the hook today. When you listen to the rappers, who do you think influenced them? Who do you think they was listening to? A 19-year-old, a 18-year-old. Go back to when that 19-year-old or that 18-year-old was 6 years old. Who do you think that 19-year-old was listening to 13 years ago? He or she was listening to Lil Wayne. Huh? He or she was listening to Trina because the mother was playing Trina. The mother was playing Lil Wayne. The father was playing Lil Wayne. The father was playing Trina. So What do you think the mother and father was doing to the child? I'll say it again before I get out of here. When P. Diddy was doing all of these things that he's accused of doing, why didn't nobody try to stop it? Why didn't they report it? Let's start there. Why didn't they report what P. Diddy was doing? So at the end of the day, we don't have nobody to blame for P. Diddy's actions but ourselves. That's how deep this thing is. Do y'all realize how deep this thing is? And for all my old timers that know the old African proverb, it takes a village to raise one child. As long as there's no village with any elders, as long as the village and the elders are jacked up, as long as the elders that's in the village are running around smoking weed, drinking, popping pills, can y'all imagine the offsprings that's running around in the village? Just think. Just think. Look at the elders. Look at the mentality of the elders. Just think. Now, can you imagine if the elders ain't hitting on nothing? The village ain't hitting on nothing. I say it all the time. We as a people cannot go nowhere if the elders ain't straight. So as an elder, what are you doing? Are you sitting around watching things take place that shouldn't take place? What do you condone? What do you accept? What do you reject as an elder? And that's where we have to start with us, the elders. What are we doing? I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I'm going to eat me some more ice cream and cake, some more birthday ice cream and cake. I feel like this cold. I think I had the flu. I think that I'm pretty much over it. So once I completely get over it, I can go live more often and I can do longer demonstrations. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. I appreciate all of y'all for sending anything on the Cash App for me. I turned 52 years old today. Salute, Lady V. Appreciate you, Lady V. I see you, Londa. I see y'all down there. I appreciate everybody for pulling up, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Rick Doug says, I think that was the culture in the industry, and the powerful creditors knew about each other, but was sticking together to keep that type of culture going on. That's facts, Rico. That's facts. That's facts. Salute, everybody. I'll see y'all on the next demonstration. Salute.